Are you looking to get yourself a condo out here in Hawaii and wondering, what do I need to look out for? Well, in this video, I'm gonna cover everything that's gonna save you thousands and thousands of dollars and save you from making a huge mistake when it comes to shopping for a condo out here in Hawaii. So make sure you stick around to get all the details. See you on the other side. What's going on, guys? So like I mentioned in this video, I'm gonna save you thousands of dollars and make sure you don't make a huge mistake when you're shopping for that entry-level condo, because there are a lot of things that people aren't aware of or things they don't even think about. They could cost them thousands of dollars when it comes to reselling their property or when they want to rent it out because you weren't even thinking about it. But after this video, you're gonna have everything covered. So you're gonna have a nice checklist when you're shopping for that entry-level condo, what you wanna make sure it has and what you wanna make sure it doesn't have. Now, before we jump into that, let me quickly introduce myself if this is your first time here. My name is Patrick Longley. I'm a licensed real estate agent helping civilians, veterans, and investors like yourself when it comes to purchasing property out here in Oahu, Hawaii. Now, if you're looking to connect with me or have any questions, I would love to talk story with you. I've got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. And if you get any value out of this, if you guys could do me a huge favor, it really helps with the algorithm, make sure you smash that like button as well as the subscribe and notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. Now, with that being said, let's jump into the things you want to look out for when getting into an entry-level condo, and also how much do they cost. So let's go over the things you want to look out for and things that you should be aware of. The first thing you want to look out for is appliances. What type of appliances are going to be included in the unit that I'm about to purchase? Now, it's very normal that your unit, specifically entry-level condos, will not have a dishwasher. Very normal. If it has one, it's definitely a bonus. Another thing you want to look out for is, does it have an in-unit washer and dryer? Not all units have an in-unit washer and dryer. And also, weirdly enough, just to get you guys used to this, they're usually going to be located in the kitchen or in the bathroom. It's the easiest source to water, and in those condos, they're not huge, so that's generally where you're gonna see them. Now, if it's in your unit, that's a great bonus. You're generally gonna get a higher valuation or a higher price when you're buying it and also when you're selling it. And on the flip side, if it's not in your unit, they're gonna most likely have a community laundry where you use those coins to basically wash your clothes. Now, usually people prefer the in-unit laundry, but you can find properties that are cheaper with community laundry. But keep in mind, when you do need to resell that property, you're not gonna get top dollar for it as if you did have the in-unit laundry in your unit. The second thing you wanna understand is parking spots. Now, number one, you wanna make sure that you actually have a parking spot. If you're gonna be buying a unit or even renting it out, you're gonna wanna make sure that your unit that you're purchasing comes with an assigned parking spot, because there's nothing worse than coming home from a long day of work and not being able to find parking, especially in Waikiki or Honolulu, where parking can be somewhat of a bear. So you wanna make sure that your unit does come with parking. If it doesn't, you will also see a significant price decrease on what they're selling that unit for, and once again, what you can sell it for in the future. But you can also sometimes rent a parking spot. So something you want to look into. So if you're working with a realtor, they can kind of see, okay, well, is there somewhere I can pay $100 or $200 a month and rent a parking spot where I can get the low price and just add on $100 or $200 a month for that parking spot, either for myself or for future renters. So just something to keep in mind. Solutions for any problems that come up, that would be one of them. On top of parking spots, you also want to know, where is the parking spot located? I've heard this too many times where buyers go, they go, oh, I have an assigned parking spot, and that's great. But what if that assigned parking spot is very tiny and you never looked at it, and you have a huge truck, or it's up at the top of a parking structure, and once again, you have a huge truck and you can't even get to the top of it? These are all things you're gonna wanna look out for when it comes to the parking spot. The next thing we're gonna go over is amenities. Now, some of these complexes will have basically no amenities, and some of them will have a bunch of amenities, like a pool or a sauna and a gym. Now, having these amenities can definitely be a benefit, especially if you want to charge more for rent, if it's for an investment property. But on the flip side, a lot of times you don't actually use these amenities and you're getting charged for them pretty much every single month in that HOA, because they need to maintain that pool or jacuzzi or that sauna or the gym. So just something to keep in mind, that those amenities are great. Make sure you use them if you're going to be paying through the HOA every single month to maintain them. Which leads me into my next thing, which is HOA, or Homeowners Association, and or maintenance fees. Now, these are some of the highest that I've seen in the nation out here, specifically in Hawaii. There's a couple reasons why. I could go into that, but we're not going to. But generally what you can expect is the average, specifically in Waikiki and Honolulu, is between about $350 on the very low end, but more of them are closer to $500 to $650. Now, you can find HOAs that are as high as $1,200, $1,500, $2,500 a month. But again, when you're going entry level, you want to find a place that is in that average and budget accordingly, because that will be attached to your monthly payment for that mortgage payment. Again, that average you want to kind of stay in is between $350 and $650 a month. Next thing you want to be aware of when you're buying that entry-level condo is if you're going to be in Honolulu or Waikiki, noise, ambulances, street noise, whatever it is, this is just a way of life. But if there's ways that we can alleviate it and not have so much street noise, you'd want to know, how do I get that? Well, usually the key is to be on a higher level floor. Generally will give you higher return on your investment because being on a higher floor generally has better views, better breeze, and less street noise. So another thing to keep in mind. Fee Simple versus Leasehold. Now I've made a couple videos to go over this. Here's a video right here that goes over Fee Simple versus Leasehold. But basically, if you see any property below 250, 275, it's most likely leasehold, which is very difficult to get financing on and honestly is a horrible investment. But I've got a video right here that covers it. Just generally stay away from leasehold unless you're a savvy investor and you understand the concepts of cash flow and all of those kinds of things. But generally, for an entry-level condo, for an investment, you want only Fee Simple, but go check out that video if you don't believe me to get more details on the difference between the two. And the last thing you want to be aware of is the rules and regulations in regards to Airbnb, long-term and midterm rentals. I made a video right here that goes over the Airbnb rules, which have been going back and forth, but generally it's very difficult to legally do Airbnbs out here in Hawaii. So don't go into this with the concept or idea of, I'm gonna buy this unit, I'm gonna live in it, and then I'm gonna Airbnb it, because there's a very, very good chance that it's not zoned for it, and it's just not a good business model for you, especially for an entry-level condo. So there are other strategies. I've got a video right here that goes over the midterm rental market, which I think is a gold mine for this type of thing, but you need to understand that Airbnb is very difficult to do out here, so don't go in the mindset that you're gonna live in it and Airbnb it. Of course, check with your realtor, check with your real estate agent on whether you'd be able to do that. Okay, so those are things you want to look out for and things you want to basically put on your checklist when you're shopping for an entry-level condo. Now let's get into the nuts and bolts of how much does it cost to get one of these. So let's jump into how much it would cost for a studio or one bedroom, and we'll also go into two bedrooms. Now, if you're looking to buy a studio or a one bedroom in Waikiki specifically, the size of it is generally going to be between about 325 to about 600 square feet. Now, of course, there's bigger ones, but for the entry-level condos, that's generally the size that they will be. Now, in regards to price for these homes, for studios, they usually start in about the 275, 325, and one bedrooms up, you're probably looking between 350 and 450 plus. Now, like I mentioned before, HOAs are charged price per square foot, and they're different from building to building, and there's a whole reason for that, but we won't get into that. But for an entry-level condo, for a studio to one bedroom, you're probably going to want to stay within that 350 to 650 range that I discussed earlier. Now, in regards to appreciation, which is why we get into this in the first place, you don't buy a property just to have it, you buy it because it's an investment, and it's going to help you and your family build wealth and help you to level up to buy that single family home that you want. That's why you get an entry-level condo. So as you can see on this screen, in the last 3 years, generally we see a 4 to 6%, 4 to 10% annual appreciation year over year for each property. And just in the last 3 years, we can see that one bedrooms have gone up almost 8% from 2021 to 2022. And from 2022 to 2023, they've gone up almost an additional 7.5%. And this is in the middle of our boom and bust market. We can see that it basically averages out, and basically studios and one bedrooms are doing pretty good in this market. Now let's take a look at two bedrooms. Now, these are some of my favorites to invest in, 2 bedroom, 2 baths if you can, because it allows you to house hack it if you want to live in one bedroom and rent out the other. Having 2 bathrooms is always a plus because sharing one bathroom can be a pain. But obviously this comes at a higher price point. So let's get into some of the numbers of what you can expect with 2 bedrooms out here in Waikiki. Now, the size of these 2 bedrooms are generally going to be between 500 and 900 square feet plus. And if you're looking into cost, you're looking at about 450 as the bottom in regards to 2 bedrooms, but upwards of 650, 750, but upwards of about 650 being the average plus, of course. And HOAs, once again, you're probably looking at about 400 to 700 bucks a month. Now, if we look at the median sales price and the appreciation of these properties in the last 3 years, we can see from 2021 to 2022, the average appreciation was just under 13%, which is amazing returns. And when the market per se went down, we can see that it went up an additional 3.8%. So once again, even in the boom and bust market, it's still a strong market through and through in Hawaii. So guys, that's pretty much anything and everything you need to know in regards to getting into the entry-level condo, what to look out for, what you want to put on your checklist when you're shopping, what you can expect in regards to cost, what you can expect in regards to returns. I hope I covered everything, but but if I didn't, please do me a favor, put them in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to learn more about entry-level condos and purchasing your first home, I'd love to help you out. So feel free to reach out to me. Got my contact information right here, or you can directly DM me on any of my social media platforms. Now, before I sign off, if you guys could do me a huge favor, it really helps with the algorithm and shows me that I'm actually providing some value. You could smash that like button as well as click subscribe and the notification bell so you get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. And again, I'm Patrick with PatrickFamiliRealty.com, powered by eXp Realty. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Aloha.